Ladies and gentlemen, we have a big problem within the Call of Duty community and even in social media in general with these people that have brain rot. For those of you that don't know what brain rot is, it's actually gotten worse within the past few years. It's basically where these people are unable to watch videos for longer than a few minutes, sometimes even longer than a few seconds because their brain is absolutely lost. That's why you got platforms like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, stuff like that going absolutely crazy because brain rot is taking over and people's brains are unable to digest information over a long period of time. And a clear example of how bad brain rotten has gotten, I literally posted a video yesterday called Call of Duty just lied to everyone, and in the beginning of the video I made sure, because I know how bad this is, I made sure to tell everybody to please listen to the entire video because I explained everything in detail and why I had my opinions. But of course people could not do that. People were losing their mind just over a damn title. They didn't listen to what I had to say, so I felt like it was a good idea to watch this video from my boy Fully because he basically says the exact same thing that I did, but it's always better to have two commentators in one video, and I just think it's a great video. This video is titled Activision Literally F Yourself, and it's of course talking about the tweet that we saw a few days ago from Treyarch talking about how SBMM is coming back to Black Ops 7. So I want to see what my boy Fully has to say, as well as give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions as well. I promise you a dual commentary is coming soon, don't you worry. But before we get into it, I'm gonna challenge everybody that has brain rot to just try to listen to what we're saying here. Try to actually digest the information, the ideas, the opinions that we have, and then comment down below. Otherwise, you're just gonna get clowned by everybody else. Make sure you guys hit that like button, smack it like it did something dirty to subscribe if you have not already, but other than that, let's get into the video.
The Call of Duty community will never hear another video about me complaining about skill-based matchmaking unless I have literal absolute reason to.
Unbelievable. The timing is insane. Let's get it, man.
You know, guys, I have a quick message to the Call of Duty community. Number one, you've made a terrible mistake allowing me, this guy named Fully, to be right about anything. Number two, if at any point during this whole SBMM topic, if you've ever decided upon yourself to talk trash to me for reading too much into Activision's words and Treyarch's announcements about low skill-based matchmaking or minimal SBMM, if you've talked trash, this is your opportunity to do right. But if for whatever reason you still find the need to try to talk down on somebody that's been trying to warn you all from the goddamn start, let it be known the line in the sand has been drawn. Me and everybody else with critical thinking skills, mark my words, we will be on the right side of history.
It's kind of like we've been going over this for how long now? It's like we've been talking about this on our YouTube channels and how bad Activision has become, how bad the Call of Duty franchise has become for a long time, but yet somehow, even though we continue to be right over and over and over again, people always claim we're rage baiting. People always claim we're just doing this for views, when literally the past month or so, Fully, myself, and even others who are so-called rage baiters have been saying great things about Call of Duty, been saying great things about Black Ops 7, but we always had in the back of our mind, and we always said in our videos, it might be a problem if they go against their word, and we're starting to see that based off the tweet we just saw a few days ago. I'm just saying. Let's see what he has to say.
When all of this shit goes down with skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops 7. And we're gonna get into everything right now, but before we do, guys, I'm gonna need you right now to Batista bomb the fucking like button. Literally, Mike Tyson left hook the like button right now, and subscribe if you're new, guys. If you like shit talk, if you like memes, if you like somebody that spits the goddamn truth, this is the channel that you want to be subscribed to, guys.
Fully is a great content creator, even better person outside of YouTube. Talk to him all the time. Cannot say anything better than just to sub to this guy. He totally deserves it. You won't regret it either.
We're on the way to 70,000 subscribers. Down in the comments below, hashtag F7. Let's get right into this. So a couple of days ago, unfortunately for a lot of people in the community, the Scatmaster was trending under entertainment. And I mean, are we even fucking surprised? Because I have this to say about Activision and Treyarch's words regarding skill-based matchmaking and their playlists at launch for Black Ops 7. Am I smoking crack, or did the original details and hype of reduced SBMM say that it was the default matchmaking for Black Ops 7? Now it's varied by playlist again? Please feel free to tell me I'm wrong as shit. I would love that actually. Guys, I cannot tell you how many people were telling me that I was reading into it too much, that I couldn't read. They were calling me retarded, which is valid. Everybody telling me I'm just exaggerating and reading into it too incorrectly so that
it's never a bad thing, especially when it comes to Activision and Call of Duty, to overthink things when they're saying stuff on Twitter and when they're making these changes, because they have not had the best track record over the past 5 or 6 years, so I don't blame Fooly. I don't blame them.
I can make misinformation for my viewers and manipulate everybody. The Ghost of Hope even ratioed the dog shit out of me in response to this. And then lo and behold today, guys, I'm at the fucking aquarium. These kids are drawing 6-7 on a fucking fish on the board. I get this wonderful notification that says, I just don't care to stand around and act complicit on this. In fact, I defended their assumed wording under one of Fooly's tweets the other day, but clearly I was wrong. It's just not a great look, and they genuinely have not made any promises beyond day one and launch for this. What the fuck is this guy talking about? What is this in reference to? And no disrespect to the Ghost of Hope, but he's referencing this absolute abomination of a fucking tweet from Treyarch. Thanks to your beta feedback, the majority of Blackout 7's multiplayer playlists will have open matchmaking, which will be similar to the beta experience where skill is minimally considered. The exception will be one rotating mosh pit at launch where skill will be an important consideration, and then ranked play will also use skill as an important consideration when
Let me make sure I make this very clear. In my video yesterday, people were like, why do you want no SBMM in ranked play? It's ranked. It's supposed to have SBMM. Nobody's talking about ranked play, okay? Of course. I feel like it's common sense, which is unfortunately not common in 2025. I feel like it's common sense to have SBMM in ranked play. We are talking about the rotating mosh pits that is going to pubs. When have you ever, in pubs, in multiplayer, not ranked, in normal multiplayer, have you seen multiple playlists other than the Black Ops 7 beta? What other Call of Duty have you seen where they have multiple playlists with different matchmaking in the damn game? It makes zero sense. We've been dealing with SBMM for the past 6 years. They got their data over the past 6 years. It's not good data. Look at the player count numbers, how many people leave the game. They can't stand it. They got all that data. Why do they not just have a one game thing right here? Black Ops 7, get an entire year of data of open matchmaking, classic matchmaking is what they call it, and then compare at the end of the year if they want to. I'd rather them do that than add this one little playlist, which again, I don't need to play. I understand that, but them having the playlist alone is gonna split the player base. You're not gonna get real data, okay? And it's just gonna create just more of a fuck show, in my opinion, because you're gonna have all the people, if they're smart enough to read and be able to see that, oh shit, no SBMM, or there is SBMM, all it is gonna create the no SBMM not be a no SBMM and just be a sweat fest, and then the SBMM is already gonna be a sweat fest, so it's just gonna be a whole, I'm going on a rant here, but it's gonna be a total fuck show of data collection, and it just makes no sense. Why do they need to have two playlists? Just have one default matchmaking.
Launches in Season 2.
Beautiful.
Yes. Oh, Activision, Treyarch, every single naysayer out there, everybody claiming I'm just rage baiting for lies and views and easy clicks, all this other shit. You guys fucked up. You guys just gave the most arrogant, annoying guy with the worst fucking mouth possible the allowance to say more shit. Guys, the portion of the community that has had critical thinking abilities this entire time, that's been literally ridiculed online every time they fucking talk about SBMM.
Unfortunately, you can't have critical thinking skills. You can't have a normal brain where you're able to be mature enough to listen to other people's opinions, understand their opinions, and just say, hey, I respectfully disagree, or I do agree with you, and then make your own video talking about it. No, unfortunately, you're in the minority, because nowadays there's a thing called brain rot. There's a thing called where people just read a title, they look at a thumbnail, they automatically think you're talking shit. They don't listen to what you have to say, and then they lose their mind in the comments section. Critical thinking skills is just not there anymore. I don't know. It's got to be stuff in our food and our drinks. It might be part of like what I'm drinking right here, but I still think I don't have brain rot. I think I'm kind of locked in. I think I can understand and agree to disagree. I mean, it's just called being mature as well. There's a lot of immature people out there. A lot of immature adults too. I mean, shit. I'm 25 years old. I act more mature than some people that are 40. Holy fuck.
They're literally right. At the end of the day, low consideration for skill in
mature a little bit.
The matchmaking is not the default around the clock over here for Black Ops 7 and their matchmaking. What these people are saying, it is not the default like they said it was going to be. They have literally lied to you. And when I say they, I'm not talking about Treyarch, and we'll get into that in a little bit. We're talking about fucking Activision. At the end of the day, guys, this has always been the plan from Activision.
That tweet right there, that tweet right there is what I said all along. It says, can't wait for the reintegration of SBMM a couple of months in after they hit their sale milestones and we get the data has shown message, all to be repeated again in 12 months. That's literally what I said in yesterday's video, and people refuse to listen. And I feel like Fooley's going to say the exact same thing. With them adding this down the road in a few months, like I said, it's going to make them bring it all back, because we all know Infinity Ward wants SBMM for MW4, so they're going to have to bring it back somehow. This is their way of starting the process to do that. If that's hard for you to understand, I wish there was a cure for you. I wish I could help you. I wish I could pay for your doctor bills, but unfortunately, your brother's broke as fuck, okay? That's why I sit here on my ass talking shit. Totally joking, but you guys get the deal. I wish I could help you to be able to understand that, but you guys will see down the road. We'll come back to this video in a few months when we're right, when we show you guys how this is all going to unfold, and I'll just tell you I told you so again.
Plan from Activision. If you or somebody you know has pre-ordered this game with the line of thought and the idea that Black Ops 7 either has no SBMM, or this idea that minimal SBMM would be the default and the standard for Black Ops 7 matchmaking, that is not true. And I highly recommend you all cancel your fucking pre-orders. Activision has literally lied about what matchmaking will look like in Black Ops 7. And
they lied about matchmaking. They're gonna be lying about the skins. Just wait, I'll be right about that again. Your boy will be playing Black Ops 7. As long as this open matchmaking is in the game, I will be playing it. That way I can give you guys my honest thoughts, my honest opinions. I just think that's the right thing for me to do, because, you know, how am I going to be able to talk shit about the game if I haven't experienced how the game plays, how the game feels, and everything they're doing within the game? So I'll be playing it. I'll be putting myself through the bullshit if they continue to make this worse. But I mean, just this company is full of lies, and the fact people can't see that and are still manipulated into thinking they're actually doing the right thing is just beyond me.
Before I get all of these dumbass fucking special needs, short bus riding morons in the comments section talking about, oh, they never said it was gonna be the default or the standard. They said that, oh, there was just gonna be open matchmaking. Motherfucker, this video is dedicated to you and Activision for a goddamn reason. And every single other fanboy or content creator or massive platform on YouTube or Twitter that has come out here with the supreme cope, like unfortunately our friend over here, Mr. Scatmaster Charles, who has just had Scatmaster ripped away from him. Mr. Charlie Intel says, we spoke with an Activision rep that confirmed the open matchmaking in Call of Duty Black Ops 7 multiplayer will be the same as it was in the beta.
This is not what we're talking about, though. I don't think this is what me or Fooley or anybody that's talking shit is talking about. We understand open matchmaking is gonna be in Black Ops 7. That's awesome. What we are talking about is the fact they even added in another playlist with SBMM is showing you already they are starting the process to bring it back by next year's Call of Duty. You will see down the road that will be the case. They never said anything recently until just now. Like, they didn't talk about this a month ago when they claimed open matchmaking is confirmed. They never mentioned another style or another matchmaking playlist will be there for people that like SBMM. They never mentioned it, but they wanted to mention it 2 days before the game launches because most people already have the game pre-ordered. Do you guys see the scummy tactics? Why did they not mention this when they confirmed open matchmaking a month ago? Why didn't they mention this? Kind of odd, isn't it?
With skill minimally considered in the open playlists.
Oh, hooray, yay! Ice cream!
Let me tell you why this is a complete fucking nothing burger. Them trying to reassure us that the open matchmaking playlist is the playlist where skill is minimally considered is not the fucking problem here. The problem is the fact that they have a different playlist with regular or MW.
Holy shit, this is why I love Fooley. He could sit on my face right now. I would love it.
2019 to present day SBMM in it. That is the problem. And to anybody out there that says, oh, well then just don't play that playlist, you are missing the fucking point. I've even seen exclusive Ace come out here trying to defend this bullshit, and
so weird.
Is it because he literally made an entirely different channel to try to get all the people that are positive with Call of Duty, when Call of Duty has just made one of the worst fucking mistakes 2 days prior to launch? Maybe that's the reason he came out here with this cope and trying to fucking justify this bullshit about how they never said they weren't going to implement a different playlist.
This is ridiculous. No, they didn't. They said it would be default the entire time, not that it would be across all modes. This is bad. Exclusive Ace, I had respect. I still slightly respect what you do because, you know, at least you're being, you know, upfront with your thoughts, and I respect your opinions, but my God, I will respectfully fucking hate your opinion and think this is crazy cope. And just the problem right here. They didn't say it would be, you know, across all modes. Just get out of here, bro. You weirdo.
And this minimal SBMM is still the default. That's not even the motherfucking point out here, man. Sure, we're not gonna come out here and say this is an absolute rug pull, but at the end of the goddamn day, you know this is the prelude to it. And
it will be. It will be. Just watch. I'll see you guys in a few months.
Anybody with common sense would know that. And the proof is in the pudding. I already told you guys that this was something that I thought was gonna happen. This was literally based off of a poorly worded blog post.
I did too. I didn't expect it to happen 2 days prior to launch. I expected it maybe in December or January, but holy shit, I had a thought it was gonna happen. I said it in one of my videos, a serious message to Call of Duty. Right fucking there. Go watch the video. I said it.
Just by knowing Activision and Call of Duty by history, I knew this was bound to happen, and then it happened. When I tell you guys that this is the prelude to a legitimate rug pull in the future, or at least all signs point towards that, yeah, that doesn't mean we're just manipulating you guys. And once again, the question you should be asking yourself is why even implement regular SBMM into the game? They did all the tests during the beta, did they not? Did they not conclude that there was positive results?
They've done tests for 6 years.
Playlists where people had their skill minimally considered when searching for a match? Did people not come out here and express literal positivity about that in fucking droves? Guys, you had D1 rage baiters everywhere saying this was a great change. Why the flying fuck would you even implement the other option of regular SBMM?
And in their tweet, they even said, thanks, because of your feedback, we are bringing open matchmaking as default. And now all of a sudden, because of feedback out of nowhere, SBMM is also in the game. So which one was it? Can we see the numbers? I mean, at the end of the day, I could give two fucks about the numbers. To me, they're going to be manipulated as hell. It doesn't matter. I just know from the community's reaction, from open matchmaking being confirmed, everybody was ecstatic, and then now this, 99% of the community is pissed off, except for the people that need Call of Duty to be successful so their YouTube channel can be successful because it's their full-time job. The best thing is, this is not my full-time job. Let me make sure I make that very clear. I don't do this full-time. I could give two fucks how many views my videos get. If it fails, it fails. I'm being straight up honest with you. I don't need to, you know, get on my knees for Activision, get all these invites for that to be able to go to Con Next so I can make as much money to support my family. I got a full-time job. I could give two fucks to satisfy Activision. I don't care. I am going to be honest with you. I'm going to be upfront with you. And I told you so.
In the first place, if it weren't to do with the fact that
this is gonna be a long video, I
Activision
apologize,
is looking for a way to interpret data in a way that they can say, you know what, guys, we tried the open matchmaking playlist, but it looks like people aren't playing it. It looks like the player retention is low. Our revenue has been lower. Our overall sales on launch day have been lower. Clearly, when skill is considered heavier, there's more positive results in the community overall. Oh, baby! You literally know they're going to say some absolute horse shit like that someday in the future. You know this is the same company that tried to get Sledgehammer Games to tell us that skill-based matchmaking was a positive thing for the community and that everybody saw greater player retention and that the games were better with SBMM heavier than they were reduced.
I still don't understand how that's even possible because back in the prime days of Call of Duty, we had classic matchmaking, and it was the best Call of Duties we have ever played. The most fun people have had in Call of Duty. But when they bring in SBMM in 2019 and it continues to get worse, now the player count has drastically fallen down. So how in God's green earth, how for the love of Alan Greenspan, is it possible that SBMM is good for Call of Duty when most of the people on the internet, most of the people in the community in general don't like it? How is it still good? I would love to know. Is it because you spent a lot of money on the matchmaking algorithm or the patents or whatever the hell you did, Activision? We would love to know why it doesn't make sense. If the player count continues to drop every single year, how is SBMM good for the game? I would love for somebody to explain that to me.
You know this is the same company that literally denied the existence of SBMM for years.
Oh, yes.
So why the fuck would you trust them to not try to interpret their data in some disgusting fucking way to give themselves the excuse to get rid of this open matchmaking playlist bullshit? Or at least to start running some disgusting tests in the background where they just implement it anyways and call it open matchmaking. I mean, that part is free to interpretation.
You never know what they're gonna do, boys and girls. Pay attention to your ping. Pay attention to how much your how good your connection is to the server. If it starts to go to shits, if your ping starts to go a little higher, you know something fishy's going on. During the beta, my ping was always low. Always. Every single game was the exact same ping. I got in matches within a few seconds. If it ever starts to get a little longer, if it ever starts to be worse connection, something's going on.
You can be as skeptical as you want, and you deserve to be, because this company has been utterly fucking disgusting, giving you all the signs and red flags of a complete fucking rug pull just 2 days before launch. And now people that want to cancel their pre-orders, this is like the cherry on top. They can't even cancel their pre-orders because they dropped this right after the preloads, which make it so much more difficult.
Wow, I didn't even see that part of this video. It's so fucked up we can't even cancel pre-orders because you dropped the shit right after the preloads. Fucking scummy cunts. Fuck that. Please note, if you have started to download the main part of the order, you will not be able to request a refund. Please be able. That is scummy. Whoa. Whoa. But hey, no. Fooly, you're just rage baited. Rick, you're just rage baited. It's all lies. You're manipulating. You're lying to your audience. You're lying to them. When we literally have a screenshot, ladies and gentlemen. I love this green screen. I am literally able to fuck this tweet. Are you kidding me? Bullshit ass team. Activision is ass. I love it, man. Let's go.
For you to cancel your pre-order of the
I love
game.
to be right, though. It sucks that Call of Duty has to be this way. It sucks that it continues to go down this road. But I do love being right. And I wish more people could just climb on board. And because that would really just... We saw it was a step forward during the beta, but not enough people... You know, we're still in the back of their minds thinking about what could truly happen. And it allows this stuff to slide.
After you preloaded the shit. And no, we're not done with this video yet because this is another little cherry on top. But did anybody else notice that they called this open matchmaking playlist just like the open matchmaking, and then the other one with regular SBMM, they're calling it the standard mosh pit?
That is, yo, like seriously, if you were somebody that doesn't watch a YouTube video, if you don't stay up to date with Call of Duty, don't you think you'll go to standard because you've been playing COD for how many years? You don't really watch it online, and you see standard. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna play the standard Call of Duty mode that I've been playing for how many years? Like, what? What? You called it closed matchmaking, but you're gonna call the playlist standard, right?
As if that disgusting, hideous version of SBMM is somehow considered the standard. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people in the community that the second they hear some guy named Fooly or Blame Truth or Narrow Cinema or Rick or Gilmore or Prime Pete or any of these other critical rage baiters, the second they hear any of us or people like us that have an opinion like this on Call of Duty talking shit about something that we want everybody to be aware of, they always chalk it up to, oh, you're just rage baiting, man. I'm a fucking pussy. I'm sorry, but this time it's not gonna work. Thankfully, at least on Twitter, the Scadmaster's tweets have been reaching a fucking fat ass audience that I have not seen before, and luckily for us, there is a ton of support on this idea that Activision need to be held accountable for all of their fucking lies, for all of their purposeful miswording, and jumbled up fucking phrasing to confuse people with this idea that Black Ops 7 was going to have minimal SBMM as a default all around the fucking game as a means to garner more pre-orders. And it's interesting that these tweets come out from Treyarch, because all of a sudden we're made to believe that now they just want to be crystal clear about what's about to happen in the launch of Black Ops 7 with this whole open matchmaking lobbies versus the standard ones.
Should have told us a month ago. October 9th, they confirmed open matchmaking. That's the day they should have said, yes, there will also be a normal SBMM mode at launch at this game. Then it would be what it was. I mean, I would disagree with it. I always think that it should be one matchmaking. It should be the classic matchmaking. Why it ever went away, I don't know. But they should have never done this 2 days prior to the launch of the game. That's scummy. Whether you want to agree with that or not, if you don't agree with it, seriously, check yourself. Go look in the mirror and see if something's going on. If you are like mentally just unable to process information, figure it out. It's scummy. Why they just all of a sudden felt like, okay, oh yeah, two days prior, let's let them know.
Just 2 days before launch. And yet we were made to believe for the last like 2 goddamn months with every single dev talk, every single update that they put on Twitter, that they're listening to the community and they can hear exactly what the fuck we're saying, when everybody across the goddamn board has been hyping this game up to have open matchmaking throughout. Not any side modes on the goddamn side that are magically appearing now.
Put that in my video yesterday from Parasite, somebody that plays ranked. Somebody that is normal to sweaty lobbies. He even says, I don't like the wording of this at all. Also, you said beta matchmaking will be the default. Adding this playlist was not mentioned until right now, right before release. Exactly the point of everything we are saying.
None of this, oh, well, it's just like the beta, right? Like we have the open matchmaking and the closed matchmaking. Nope. Nobody was hyping Black Ops 7 to be that.
Exactly.
And they knew that very well. We knew Treyarch was listening and they could see that. But the reason they didn't correct anybody and the reason they didn't come out here and just be transparent as all fuck more than 2 days before launch was not because of them. It was because of Activision. We already got confirmation that Treyarch handles absolutely fuck all when it comes to skill-based matchmaking. They already said it is above them. It is not something that they touch or influence.
Which is a little weird though. I don't know if I fully agree with that or believe that, because out of nowhere, Treyarch was just able to say, yeah, we're going to give you guys a no SBMM playlist in the beta. Seemed like it was just pretty simple for them to do. So maybe they don't have control. I don't know. They're all scummy.
These are all moves by Activision. Don't tell me that Treyarch implemented this closed matchmaking in the game just like the beta because they want the people who should be protected to go play those matchmaking lobbies and then everybody else to play the open matchmaking lobbies to make shit more fair. Don't tell me that, oh, well, they just did this to give us the choice, because they didn't do it. It was Activision. And you know Activision doesn't give a flying fuck about which option you choose. What they want at the end of the day is the bottom line. They want the money. They knew people were going to pre-order with the pretense that, oh, there's minimal SBMM all throughout Black Ops 7, which now we know is 100%, not true, and is not 100%. The case. They knew that having this be announced 2 days before launch, when all of the preloads have already happened to prevent the cancellations of these pre-orders, they knew all of that shit was going to happen. They know they're going to have fanboys down in the comments talking in defense of them against people.
Which is crazy to me. What has Activision done over the past 6 years that like makes you think you should defend them for everything they have done? Unless you truly love SBMM, I get it, man. That's fine. If you love SBMM, if you really want to be in the same matchmaking lobby all the damn time, you want to wait 5 minutes to find a game, go ahead. That's not what I grew up playing. I grew up in a Call of Duty where I clicked find a match, I got into a match within 2 seconds. That's what I grew up playing, okay? If you weren't there for that, I feel sorry for you, because you missed a damn good time. You missed a good time with no disbanding lobbies, always talking ish, always finding friends, making friends in these lobbies, because you continue to play with them throughout the entire night. If you play the game for 2 hours and somebody else played the game for 2 hours and you're in the same lobby and you never left, you were playing with that same person, making friendships, making enemies. It was a good, entertaining time. But now it's not like that no more. And they're trying to slowly bring that back, even though they claimed open matchmaking was back, classic matchmaking was back. Not true.
People that simply want everybody else to see the fucking truth. No, this is not an entire rug pull. Anybody who claims it is, they're kind of jumping the gun, and I can even admit that. Once again, D1 rage baiter over here.
I'm jumping the gun. I am jumping the gun. I called this to happen in a few months. It happened earlier. So I'm calling in a few months. SBMM's coming back after all the data. I'm calling it. I'm jumping the fucking gun. Trust me.
I can admit that. This is not an entire rug pull, but this is literally the person standing in front of the rug, putting their hands on both corners and beginning to lift the shit up.
So it will be.
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
You know what's coming next, and it's not going to happen tomorrow. It might not happen for 2 weeks or 2 months, but
it's
maybe
going to happen.
Going into MW 2019 Part 4 or any game after that, you know the quote-unquote data that they receive from this. You know they're going to use that to their advantage. You know they're going to reference that
100%.
someday in the future. These motherfuckers are not to be trusted. Anybody that canceled their pre-order successfully, good job. Anybody in here that's trying to defend skill-based matchmaking or trying to defend Activision or trying to give me this cope that, oh, well, just because they said it was the default matchmaking doesn't mean there can't be other playlists. You motherfuckers.
You haven't seen that in any previous Call of Duty. At least to my memory, I don't think you've ever seen that. So why all of a sudden is it acceptable now?
Ridiculed me for insinuating there would be other playlists. Make your fucking mind up.
He said a great thing right there, and we just missed it. For everybody that's still here, number one, congrats. Hit the like button. He said something great right there. Listen to him.
For insinuating there would be other playlists.
God, go back more, Rick. Go back more.
Defend Activision or trying to give me this cope that,
right here.
Well, just because they said it was the default matchmaking doesn't mean there can't be other playlists. You motherfuckers ridiculed me for insinuating there would be other playlists. Make your fucking mind up. Do not fall for this cope and hype that, oh, the reason there's another matchmaking playlist option is to just give people the choice. These motherfuckers don't give a flying fuck about player choice. The only choice they want you guys to make is to scroll over to the shop and spend some fucking money. Don't tell me this is Treyarch just trying to be pro-community by giving everybody the choice of which matchmaking playlist they want to be under.
Nope.
When literal random people on the internet can come up with a better concept for this shit to work. Here's an idea. Make it be called boot camp instead of standard, and once you hit level 30, you're locked out of it and forced to play open.
I like how X Defiance was trying to do it. I think you could go up to level 15 or 20. I don't know. Maybe it was higher than that. And then after you reach that level, you gotta go play with everybody else. I mean, the fact you even have to do that to protect people in a video game is unbelievable to me. How are you going to get better? If you're already a trash player, think about what I'm saying here. If you're already a trash player, SBMM is going to put you with other trash players. So explain to me how you're going to get better by playing other trash players. You know what I did back in the day? 2009, your boy was 9 years old. Boy, I was still pissing my pants somehow. Let me tell you that. Okay, maybe not that young, but you know what I mean. I was 9 years old, and I was playing MW2 2009, and I was getting slapped by 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, people that were clearly having their balls dropped. I was a squeaker, and they made fun of me every time I talked in the mic. I did not plug my mic in when I was playing MW2 2009. But what I'm trying to say here is I got slammed, destroyed in that game. And what got me better was by playing other people. And once you go and get destroyed in the game, it made me want to do better. It made me want to look up videos on how to get better. I watched content creators. That's when I started watching content, but because I wanted to get better. And over time, as I played the game, as I, listened to the videos, watched the videos, saw how people played, saw how people made their classes, whatever, I got better. I got better. It's like life. It's like life. I know it's a video game. It's not that serious. But again, if it's not that serious, why do we need to protect people in the video game? I mean, dude, if you're ass, you're ass. You'll get better by playing it more. If it's not for you, don't play it. I don't know. But like, Prime Days of COD didn't have SBMM. Nowadays we have SBMM. Which days were better? I think 99% of the people, unless you have, something wrong with you, are going to say the Prime Days of COD with no SBMM were a better time and a better experience.
Guys, everybody is calling this shit out. And if it comes to be that you're playing Black Ops 7, that's okay. There's nothing against you for playing Black Ops 7.
No,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
play Black Ops 7. This is a fucking COD channel.
Yes.
Doing it for free, but still. Obviously, these motherfuckers aren't profiting off of me, especially not when I'm telling other people to cancel their fucking pre-orders and not buy shit. If you happen to play Black Ops 7, this is the next step since these motherfuckers have already lifted their hands up to begin a possible rug pull. Literally avoid that playlist at all costs.
Yes.
Do not tell your friends to play it. If your friends are shitters and they need to be protected, take them into open matchmaking and fucking carry them.
Yes.
Standard matchmaking playlist should be a fucking graveyard and skew the fucking dog shit out of the data they could possibly pull from it so that there's no way they could justifiably and genuinely and honestly tell you that there is a less player retention in the open matchmaking playlist as opposed to the closed standard one. Call of Duty community, unfortunately, you have disappointed me and yourselves, and a lot of you guys have already made the bed. You gotta fucking lay in it now. And everybody else with common sense, say it with me. Activision, fuck you.
Yes!
But that's gonna do it for me today, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a video from my boy Fooly. Absolutely spitting, and it's just always good to have another creator out there that just understands how this works, that understands that this was going to happen, and here it is, and we were right all along. Nobody's trying to bait you in this BS. Like, I'm not going out there saying, oh, you know, Activision, you know, they planned to do this for 6 years, and this was their plan, and blah, blah. Like, no, I didn't know they were going to do this. I didn't know they were going to put open matchmaking into the game, but once they did, in the back of my mind, and knowing how Activision is, I knew that they were going to try to bring SBMM back, especially after I learned that Infinity Ward wants it in Call of Duty, and they're the ones making the next game. So common sense, my thought process, knowing how this works, I was thinking, yeah, it's probably going to come back. And here we are, 2 days before launch. They're slowly adding it back. And the reason why we're upset is they add in one playlist, and over time, it's going to be more and more and more because of the data. That's all we're going to say. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. A lot longer than I expected it to be, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys made it all the way through, shout out to you for not having brain rot. Hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already. I don't know what you're doing if you're not subscribed to my channel or Foolies. I mean, goddamn, we're trying to get to 100K by next year. We'll see. Next year meaning next Call of Duty release. We'll find out. But hope you guys have a great day. I'm out this bitch. Peace.